Their draft law on so-called chat control, which will oblige providers of digital correspondence platforms to search all private chat messages and emails automatically for suspicious content.
The European Union is rolling out a bold new initiative that promises to shake up digital privacy as we know it. Enter chat control, a proposed regulation that would require digital platforms to scan all messages. Yes, privacy in Europe is under attack. Let's break down what this means for your privacy. The new regulation, chat control, would force tech companies to scan encrypted messages for CSAM before they even hit the send button. And how, you ask? By potentially breaking encryption itself. Naturally, the tech industry is in an uproar, claiming this could lead to a surveillance nightmare. Trust in encrypted services like WhatsApp, Signal, and Telegram could take a nosedive, leaving the public scrambling for privacy that's slowly being chipped away at. This proposed backdoor, through methods like client-side scanning, would create vulnerabilities that could be exploited by cybercriminals or authoritarian regimes. To justify this Big Brother approach, the EU argues that encrypted messaging apps are a haven for criminals who are going dark and evading justice. Simply put, they want surveillance tools that would allow them to root out CSAM. But critics see this as a slippery slope that could turn every personal device into a surveillance hub. And let's not forget that countries like France and Germany are backing similar measures. But even Germany is walking the tightrope, balancing security with the not-so-small matter of privacy rights. But chat control isn't an isolated case. It's part of a growing trend of digital surveillance initiatives across Europe. Take the eIDAS 2.0 regulation, for example, which requires browsers to trust government-approved certificate authorities. Critics are worried this could allow state actors to intercept HTTPS traffic, paving the way for even more pervasive surveillance. Because what's a little more government spying when you're already compromising encryption, right? Let's start with the obvious. Forcing tech companies to scan encrypted communications is a violation of privacy. Plain and simple. The EU Charter of Fundamental Rights explicitly protects the confidentiality of communications, but why worry about that when you can trade privacy for safety, right? Critics argue this regulation would set a dangerous precedent for mass surveillance. The European Court of Human Rights has already made it clear that indiscriminate surveillance violates fundamental rights. But apparently, the EU didn't get the memo. After all, it's not about privacy, it's about safety, or so they say. While the EU grapples with its own regulations, it's also facing challenges in enforcing digital privacy on a global scale. In 2025, privacy group Ylva filed complaints against TikTok and Xiaomi, accusing them of transferring EU user data to China without proper safeguards, exposing the EU's struggle to enforce its data protection laws and revealing its digital sovereignty as more of an aspiration than a reality. Meanwhile, Meta's decision to resume training AI models with publicly available EU user data raises concerns about consent and the commodification of personal data. While technically legal, this move blurs ethical lines and lacks transparency, further eroding trust in the EU's ability to protect privacy and raising questions about the trade-off between innovation and user rights. The regulation could stifle innovation, deterring developers from creating new products, while also undermining user trust. The EU's encryption regulation isn't just an issue for privacy advocates and techies, it's also a potential economic disaster. Take it from tech companies like Proton Mail and 3May, who've already warned that these regulations could erode user trust to the point where they'd think twice about doing business in the EU. Why bother with Europe when you can move to a jurisdiction with more favorable privacy laws? The EU's proposed encryption regulation could fundamentally reshape digital privacy, potentially trading security and innovation for surveillance. Is fighting crime worth the risk of losing public trust in secure communication forever? Do tell your thoughts in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe for more such analysis.